Hello, my name is Joey Jones, and this is my commemorative speech for my Communications 111 class. Nonviolence is a powerful and just weapon which cuts without wounding and ennobles the man who wields it. It is a sword that heals. The words of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. live on today, forever immortalized by those who wish to keep his message alive. The accomplishments of the Nobel Prize-winning civil rights activist have affected the lives of all of us here today. Through his immense love and activism, he raised the consciousness of our nation. He was a key force in the African American civil rights movement. And who knows, if it had not been for him, today we could still be in segregated classrooms like he was when he was a child. Now, as a child, he came from humble beginnings. He was a Christian pastor, and he had immense love for humanity, and this all eventually led him to become one of the greatest civil rights activists of our time. He was born January 15, 1929, to Reverend Michael King and Alberta King in Atlanta, Georgia. He was originally named Michael King, but later changed his name to Martin. As stated earlier, he went to school in a segregated classroom, and he graduated at the age of 15. He wanted to be like his father, and eventually he did. He became a Christian pastor. Not only was his father a Christian pastor, but his grandfather and his great-grandfather. So you can definitely say that the devotion for God's love was deep within his DNA. Martin Luther King Jr. had the love of God inside of him, and he kindled it to where it eventually grew to burst out of him as a huge raging inferno of love for humanity and positive political activism. He became one of the most prominent political civil rights activists that we know of today. In 1957, he was elected the president of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. This led him to travel over 6 million miles and speak over 2,500 times on equality and peaceful protesting and the importance of standing up for what's right. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. did multiple peaceful protests. The 1963 March on Washington was one prime example. Also, he was a key figure in protesting the injustice that was done to Rosa Parks. Dr. Martin Luther King won the Nobel Peace Prize at the age of 35, which was the youngest anyone had ever won this prize. Not only that, but after he won, he donated all of his money to the African American Civil Rights Fund. As the struggle today continues for equality and peace, let us not forget Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a humble Christian pastor with immense love for humanity, whose activism changed the world. He delivered such beautiful messages of nonviolence, peace, and love that we will forever remember them in our hearts and souls. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had a dream so many years ago, and to this day his dream continues, though he may be gone, because the dream lives on within those who still wish to carry his message. Thank you, and God bless you.